Today's a very hot summer day. I had this permission that I've secured a little while ago, and the gentleman has been kind enough to set us up in a little shady area. The sun is just really brutal today. And right below me and all around, check this out. There are bricks everywhere, which is leading me to believe that this house that once sat here was made of bricks. We have this site. There's a barn foundation on the other side, the yard. And we're just going to poke around here today to see what we can find. I've worked my way over this way towards where I think the front yard would be. And I just picked up a nice little D-buckle. That's a good start. Hey Jimmy.
Hey.
What'd you find? Your first target?
Yeah, first target looks like a ball button.
That is a ball button. It's a nice one. Very cool, Jim.
I'll take it, man.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Here's a nice little relic. It's an old pewter eating utensil of some sort, whether it was a knife, a spoon, a fork. That would be the top part that you hold. And it's clearly missing the rest. So you got a nice little mid-tone right here. And before I dig it out, I'm going to let you watch with me. Roots in the way. And that is, I believe that to be a part of an old lantern. I think that's where the wick would come up through. It would come out there. That's obviously squished, but I think that was just a part of an old lantern. The heat has absolutely turned on. It is scorching. We're just trying to stay cool in the shade, which is nearly impossible right now. Here's something kind of unique. I think that's lead. Pretty sure that's lead. That looks like some kind of a figurine, a military figurine of some sort. Maybe he's in uniform. And who knows, maybe there's more stuff like this around. Maybe I'll find the other half. But that is very unique. Thunderstorms coming in. We're going to take a break. And here's the rain. We'll be back at it when this passes. Sun's back out, which means we're out detecting again. We came up to this little grassy area here, and I just pulled this out. Check this out. And just pulled out a D-buckle. It's the second one of the day. Nothing great, but shows some history. What do you have over here, Joe?
Some type of pendant.
And it was sitting in that thing?
Yeah, it used to be inside of, I believe that went around it. Not completely positive, but why would it
be together and about the same size? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the backside look like?
I don't know, kind of looks like a clover in the middle to me.
Oh, another item saved.
Cool.
Good job. Oh, I feel something down there. It's probably nothing that would go on a horse, but I think that right there is an indication that that would be bolted into something solid. And you tie your horse off, go do your business, you come back and your vehicle would still be there. Jim's here in the shade, staying cool and maybe digging a coin. Another root.
It's not a bad sign though.
It is a root.
It's going to be under one of those big old roots down there, huh, Jim?
Not a bad sign though. If it's under a root, it means it's been there a long time. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, it's out and
That's
it's a
silver.
coin?
It's a stinking Lincoln.
No way. Jim!
Told you it was a penny.
Jim got Jimmed again with a stinking Lincoln. These guys are staying out of the heat today. Don't blame them. We are at a second location for the day. Joe just scored us a permission that was, the house was built in 1780. We're gonna stick it out here for the rest of the day probably and see what we can come up with. Well, we haven't been here very long and I just scored a coin. It's not old. It's a Mexican coin of some sort. I'm not up to speed on Mexican coins, but it's not very old. The date at the top, 1956. And here's another one of these things. This is the second one I found this year. And I think, from what I'm being told, it went on the side of a saddlebag, or it was called a saddle slide, or something like that. But I want to find out, so I'm going to look it up. And when I know, I'll put it in the clip. Very cool. Relics are amazing to find. What is that thing? Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was for knitting or what, but it's
Is
got
it silver?
a whole lot of fancy on it.
That almost looks like it's silver. That's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to be battling another thunderstorm. Hopefully this one blows through quick like the last one did. Here we are, and I have some sort of a relic down there. I think that's a bell. It just looks familiar to me, which I could be wrong, but I think that's what that is. I think it's part of an old bell. The last time I found one of these was a couple of weekends ago. I'm sure it's some kind of a strap buckle of some sort, but it's very cool. But here's something pretty neat. I just dug this relic right here. And instead of saying U.S. Air Force, it says U.S. Army. Well, we're waiting for another rainstorm to pass by under this big old tree here. And we'll get back at it very soon. We're sitting here talking under this tree while we wait for the rain to move by, and Jim pulls out this fancy ox knob. This would have gone on top
That means 65
of the ox's horn, like that. Sit on there like that, and an old little nail or something would stick through there and hold that on there so it wouldn't gouge at other cattle or people or anything like that. It was just a protection piece. Very cool. Well, I just made my way over here from these guys, and I had a nice little tone, and I stuck my shovel in and I flipped it up. The ground's kind of dry right here, so the grass and the dirt break apart fairly easily. And I see this guy roll out. Right there. That is a crotobill. I haven't found one of these in a long time. And there it is. Very old crotobill. I will clean this up and see if it still rings. I have quite a few of these at home that ring, and a lot of broken ones. But it's been a long time since I found one that was whole. And guess what? Still rings. Couple hundred years underground, filled with dirt and roots from grass, and that thing still rings. That was for livestock. And just like that, I brought it back to life. A beautiful piece of history right there, farmland history.